All right, good people, Cherokee County, people around the world. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, stopping by for show number 218. If you hadn't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's right up under you down there on the YouTube, on Twitter. Go back over there and hit the follow button to get all the updates for college recruiting and those kind of things. And also for Facebook, like the page, share with a friend. We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and we enjoy bringing positive light to the community, and it's kind of, it's what we like to do. And, of course, we're going to talk about some college stuff. It's always fun. As you can see rolling on the bottom of your screen there, if you like podcast stuff, guys, we're there too. Applecast, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are on all your favorite places and locations of wherever you would like to find the Matt and Todd Show.
Yes, sir.
The co-hostess with the mostest is joining in here. What's up, Diamond?
How y'all doing? You doing all right? It's my birthday today.
Yeah, I heard that. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
You are 51. Well, it's all downhill from here, son.
Yeah.
You're halfway there. If you make it
27 years at most.
If you make it to 102, you've done something fantastic.
What's the average age life expectancy?
Probably 70s.
78, I think.
Yeah.
27 years. I can't be sad with 27 years.
No. Jeff Anderson is back. Greetings from Emory, your hospice, HOSP. He is alive and doing well after 2 surgeries and procedures. Yeah, we're glad you're still kicking around, Jeff. We're definitely glad about that.
He's one of our, I guess he is our number one.
Man, he is. He's on regardless, like all the time. We're glad, and prayers to you, Jeff, and you get healed up real quick and get back home. But we're glad you get to tune in, and we'll help you escape your day. And guys, that's kind of what we like to do. If you want to kind of forget about what's going on for a little bit and tune into some sports and hear about your locals and all that kind of stuff, then you have tuned in to the right place. Dean, what do you got tonight?
Well, I'm going to talk about some SEC basketball, the 3 teams we focus on, which would be Kentucky, Auburn, and Alabama, and the top 10, how they did this weekend. You'd be surprised. I'm also going to talk about the NFL. Yeah,
I've got some hot games coming on today. Cowboys not doing well. I've got local tournament stuff. We're going to kick that off Thursday. And coaches, and players, they are running all over the country. Over 2,500 kids have been in the portal since January the 6th. As of that date, over 2,200. So come back and hang out with us, guys. Show number 218. Guys, welcome in. We're glad y'all could come back and hang out with us. What a frosty night. Winter weather advisory here for northeast Alabama. Looking for some weather to come in probably tomorrow after lunch, Dean. Traveling home tomorrow may be probably okay, but Tuesday morning may be a little slippery. So, guys, if y'all are traveling out, check out on my page. I've shared the road condition through AL, and it'll give you an idea of some road closures or whatnot. So, but go ahead and turn the heat up a little bit and kick your shoes off a little while and sit back and do an hour show with us, and we'll get in here and break all this down for you. Of course, we're going to talk about, does the story go on in Alabama?
I think so. But I know we're going to talk about it.
We'll get into it.
We got to talk about the big game last Monday, too.
We'll go through that, too.
But you talked about it a good bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I broke it. Me and Birds went over it. And,
I watched that. That was pretty good.
I enjoyed the game. I'll go through some local tournament stuff and tell you who's playing and what times and where. And then we'll break off into some college stuff. Local county tournament, like we said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be the championship game. As in through the week, a few games to kick around. Spring Garden girls take a nice win over Springville yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. Big time win.
Good win for them. I went to see Galesville boys play the other night. They played ASD. Got to see them play. They lit it up there the first part of the game, and they get a win over there at home.
They won 9, I think.
Yeah,
9
playing
games.
pretty good right now. And Cedar Bluff went to Coosa. Now they lost that one, and they didn't. Then they will play Coosa Christian tomorrow. They're going to play Monday. Depending on weather, I don't know.
Maybe.
So, weather pending. Sandrock girls still rocking and rolling. They had a good win over Gaston, 51-15. Congratulations, Caitlin St. Clair, went over 2,000.
Wow, how'd you like to be their parents? Got a son with 2,000 and a daughter with 2,000?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was anywhere near. No offense. I didn't know she was anywhere. I knew she had over 1,000.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't know she was close to 2. 2,000 is a lot of points.
That is a lot of points for high school basketball.
I mean, that's filling it up.
That's a good accomplishment. So congratulations to Caitlin. Really, hats off to you and the work she puts in, man. She's always has since she was a little girl, and she had a good role model too to go along with her brother, which did the same thing. He's playing Arkansas State now.
Yeah, I wonder if he's getting any time or if he's got red shirted him. I don't know. He can shoot now.
Oh man, he can bring it down. He'll pull it up from half court and hit it.
He was good. We enjoyed it.
Cherokee County girls over here had a good win against Jacksonville. I went over and watched the boys and them play, and the boys and the girls play the other day. Good game. The girls took care of business. Boys are still struggling some. They're figuring each other out. It seemed like through the game they are beginning to get some team chemistry.
Right.
And we have to remember it's not making an excuse because Coach Hayes is not going to make excuses. When after everybody else had played for a month, they were about in practice too.
Right, exactly.
Because of state championship football. So that's kind of where that lays. So
I think they had three.
It seemed like they're getting it together.
3 before they played.
Passing, timing, knowing when to hit your guy in the lane, and just hang in there, guys. We're rooting for you as always.
Oh, yeah.
We're rooting for you. Okay, so tournament Thursday, junior JV kicks off at 3 on Thursday. Now, the boys will be at 7 o'clock Thursday. Sandrock plays Cherokee County. The winner will get to play Spring Garden Friday at 5:30. And then 8:30 for the boys will be Gainesville versus Cedar Bluff. And, of course, the boys' game will be Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So that game this is going to be at Gadsden State Center over here at Cherokee Arena. Girls will be Thursday, start at 6. Cedar Bluff will play Gainesville. The winner will play Spring Garden girls. Friday at 4, it will be winner will play Spring Garden at 4 Friday. Then at 7, Cherokee County will play Sandrock. That is the girls' championship game will be Saturday at 6:30. They'll play before the boys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they'll play that championship game before. So that's who, when, where, why.
I always enjoy going to that some, when I can.
Yeah, last year we'll have a table on the side and we'll be down there and we'll get to cover the game some. And I'll go on and do some live stuff probably from my phone and give you guys the tip off and a little bit of what's going on, hit you with some scores during the game.
Right. Yeah, we enjoyed that last year.
Yep, I had a good time.
Did we do it 2 years or just last year, first year? Really?
Well, it's usually sometimes they do them at the school, see, and we don't have we go, but it ain't like we can have a table on the side where there's room.
Right.
For us to really be there like media, to really have a table and be live at the game. So this year, Spring Garden will be hosting, and they said that they will have steak sandwiches. So bring your concession stand money and make sure to buy a steak sandwich.
They're good.
Yeah, man. What you talking about with us? Now, national championship game, the Washington Huskies, the Michigan Wolverines, it kind of went as we kind of figured it would go. We felt like defense was definitely going to be the championship. After the game, I come in here and went live for about 10, 15 minutes. Coach Rice had 26-21. Birch had 34-24. And let's see, what did I have? You had 31-24. I had 27-24 Michigan. We all picked Michigan, so
they beat them worse. But it's actually a closer game than the score.
Well, they kind of got roughed up there at the end, and Penix got kind of banged up. I thought it'd be a tie or Michigan up 14-10 at the half. I had total yards about a little over 600, and they went a little over 700 total yards.
Yeah, it was not a lot. It was 740, wasn't it? 740. Yeah. It was not a lot.
Yeah.
Not what I thought. I think I had 850.
Yeah, I knew with the defense, they're going to slow the game down. Michigan and Harbaugh wants to do like what you do. You run the ball and you play defense.
That was, except for South Florida, for some reason against South Florida, Alabama really struggled. Well, because Milroe didn't play. But I think that might have been their lowest total. They held Alabama and Washington to their lowest totals.
Yeah.
Washington had a rain game. You remember when I think it was Oregon State?
Yeah.
They might not have gained. They gained 300 against Michigan, which that was way, way under their average.
It felt like those run plays that the first quarter, they would just clog it up in the hole there and then bounce it.
Oh, gosh. Both of them had over 100.
And yeah, he went for 46 and 42 or something on 2 big plays. And
Coral runs a 60-yard.
And they wouldn't
got tackled.
Designed. I don't think they were really designed that way. I think they just kind of, see an opening and take off with it.
Well, they showed out and ended up finding a little offense. McCarthy didn't have to do a whole lot in that game, I don't think. He did good.
Yeah, he's a good ball player. And we're going to get in some players leaving and moving around.
Coral got player of the game, did he not?
Yeah.
Okay. He had 134.
Going to the draft. He's going to send it to the NFL. Let's see.
Yeah, I hadn't heard much portal news lately. I can't wait to hear this.
There's so much. I'm telling you. And I had to pick my notebook up just an hour ago and add another name.
Yeah, I'm actually quite anxious to hear this.
It's going to be crazy. So game ties up. Congratulations, Michigan, winning your first ride-out national championship. Jim did it, and there may be people can say asterisk scandals, stealing signs. I think that's silly.
Well, I'm on the field to play. They won.
They were better on the field. He built a team. His average age for that team, was like 24.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they hung around.
Yes.
That Junior Colson and
that makes a difference.
Corum and Roman Wilson, that receiver we'd never heard of, who was obviously pretty good.
It makes a difference, guys.
Yeah.
It just does. Let's hit the comments right here. Happy birthday, Dean, from Coach Bun. How about the Cowboys? Yeah, they taking a butt whooping back.
Yeah, what's that score now?
Tim Keener says, "What's up, Dean?
How you doing, Tim?
Good to see you on here." Coach Short, over there for the steak sandwich. Coach Short's just going to come up.
Gosh.
48-16, Packers are throttling the Cowboys.
Well, I can go on and breaking news. It's not breaking news. McCarthy will be fired in the morning.
Yeah. So be looking for your new coach for the Cowboys.
But then the same thing will happen to him. You're not solving anything.
No, not at all. That'll bring us into a good spot for the main topic of the show. We'll just get right in this. Everybody's talking about this, and everybody wants to know, does the story go on? Again, thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with us, and all the people, all our sponsors from last year, Mobley Concrete Construction, Lloyd's Legal Service, J.R. from McKenzie, and Warrior Gym's always a sponsor, 256-2664-333. Call John, get a membership. But, man, we could not do it without you guys. You help make this possible to cover the great and wonderful county that we have, to highlight the hardworking coaches and kids of this county. We thank all you sponsors very, very much. So can Alabama, does the story go on? I
think so. There may be a break in it.
Yeah.
Like Bear Bryant when he left. It took a little while, 6-7 years, but they were right back.
We won one title in 30 years after Bear left till we won another one.
Yeah.
That was a long drought. My whole childhood was.
But now Stallings was good there. Stallings was real good. And then Saban, I'm not saying the other guys weren't, but they wasn't on making championship runs.
No.
And same thing with Kentucky and basketball. I'm using that because, I think once you build a program like Alabama, I don't think it's just going to go to.
I wouldn't expect them to go
go completely wash out just because Saban left.
Yeah, like 4-6 or something next year.
Nobody goes there. They're not mentioned. I mean, come on.
Especially with a 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to kind of assume that, and we'll talk about the new coaching hire. Here's something that guys, I had some questions about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Giorgio Helow. Helo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He is the new linebacker coach that came from Michigan, the one we hired right before the bowl game. Nick Saban.
Yeah, I remember that.
Saban to the Cowboys. You heard it here first. Breaking news. Field reporter James Rule. Nick Saban to Dallas. Contract is being signed. Saban's jet's landing right now as we speak.
Well, I'll get into that Dallas stuff here in a minute. You can't put all that on the coach. 48-16?
They quit.
They had to.
Pro ball's different, man. So I was really curious, and I had some questions about this new guy. Dang, what about this new guy from Michigan?
Yeah, well, he hired him before the game. And I know a lot of people said that
It looked a little weird.
Looked weird.
It does.
So, but you can put it up there with a
easy.
sign stealer and whatever. So what? He can do it.
Who easy? I mean, what has he done for a living? Where is he from? Where has he worked at? What? We don't know much about him. Well, come to find out, in 2012, Dean, he was an intern in Alabama at the title game year. He was the right-hand man and apprentice to Jeremy Pruitt.
Oh,
and also followed Pruitt in 2013 to Florida State to help him run the defense there.
Oh, I didn't know. So he's got a good.
He has a record. He cut his teeth at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not crazy. Okay. And let's see here. Pass linebacker coach at Alabama, Holzer. He's going to Mississippi State. He's going to be the defensive coach. And Sark got a new deal. This is a lot of running news here. There's going to be some coaches in here. Going to be some players. Sark got a new deal through 2030 at Texas. He's going to get about $10 million a year.
I really wished he'd been the coach. I'm not knocking DeBoer, but that's who I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody cares who I want, but that's who I want.
No, I'd have loved it. I'd have took Sark too.
Yeah.
He's a great play caller.
I think he would have been the best hire, but they couldn't get him. So you got to move on. You know?
So you just take the guy that beat him.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
I heard so much. I was told by more than one person that Dabo was a done deal.
See, I never heard that. I don't like Dabo at all. I mean, not as a person. I just don't think he's.
You just don't like. You don't want him to be Alabama's head coach.
No,
that's not real offensive thing to say.
Just don't.
I
think what it does is because he's from here, it puts way unneeded pressure. This guy don't know Adams Housecat from George Jones to Hank Jr. He don't know nobody.
Yeah,
he's new. He's bringing his staff with him, and it's going to be kind of different. We mentioned about McCarthy going to the draft. Now, Bama's new staff. Now, these are not new names, some of them. Some of these names you will recognize, but they're going to have different titles on their names.
Right.
And here it is. Of course, head coach DeBoer. The general manager will be Courtney Morgan. The defensive coach is going to be Ryan Grube. This guy, the offensive coach, my apologies, OC. Now, he was the guy that Saban went after before Reese.
Really?
Yes.
Where was he? Was he at Washington?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a note on there, and I'm going to put out to the side IB, which means Isaiah Bond. I'm really going to dig into his butt here in just a minute. Ryan Grube, considered to be one of the top. They had the number 5 offense in the nation and the number 15 top offense and like the 5th passing offense, number 1 yards per game and passing in the nation. This guy's going to be calling plays in Alabama next year.
Yeah.
With Milroe throwing the ball.
Yeah.
To these receivers that they have, and the guys we got new guys coming in.
Reese is gone.
Yes.
I mean, I figured he was.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Has he landed anywhere?
I hadn't heard.
Okay.
Probably he may be back up north. Wide receiver coach Jamarcus Shepard will be your wide receiver coach, and then the scouting director. Here's a name you may know. The last name, Jarrett McElwain.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's Jim's son.
Yeah, I think so. Young looking. He looked like a young guy. So
Jim McElwain.
Yeah. And his name's Jarrett, so I kind of feel like I may be wrong.
That's
I'm not Ken at all. I don't even know Jim McElwain. What? No, he's not my dad.
We spell it different.
It's different. That's different. Say it.
He's McElwain, and I'm McElwain.
Yeah, y'all get it right. Come on.
It's got to be his son.
But here's your D-line coach. Do you like this one, Freddie Roach?
Yeah.
I like Freddie.
He's been there.
Yeah.
So that kept him, huh? Wow.
Yes, and I think the running back coach, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, Robert Gillespie is still the running back coach.
Okay.
Now, LSU has a new D coach, Blake Baker, guy from Missouri.
You knew that was coming.
He's going to LSU.
Because there was talk that LSU could have been in that Final Four had they had a better defense. So somebody's going to swing over that.
Oh, good. Okay, let me go check that. That's Mason. It ain't James. His name is James over there. Let me go check on Facebook. Well, I got people on there. So
what happened?
I'm just checking. See how everything, if it's working over there also. It wouldn't let him get on over there, and it may just be his
48-16.
48-16.
Nah, I just can't get over that.
Cowboys just getting a big old pile of donkey whooping. Yeah, we're live here on YouTube. Also, thank all you guys for coming by and checking us out. We do appreciate it. Show 218, as you see down in the corner. So far, we've talked about the county tournament dates and times, and everybody's going to be playing. It's going to kick off Thursday. We can't wait to see our guys and gals over here in the county get after it. We've been through who this new guy is, Greg Helo. He's came from Michigan. He was actually an intern in 2012 at Alabama. Team was buddies with Pruitt,
linebacker coach at Michigan.
So this is his deal here. Now I'm gonna run down a list and I'm gonna go through them before I get irritated.
Is this is the portal list, huh?
Yeah. And coaches. Now these are listed from as I got it through the days. These are written down like from a couple of days ago. So this may be a coach name and a player name.
Well, let me ask you one thing. When is the cutoff?
Nobody knows. They said January 2nd. They're still class has already started. How are they moving classes? How are they moving schools?
Please, NCAA, do something. Stop this.
They said they put the date out January 2nd. You had to be somewhere so you could be registered for class. They started class the day Saban. That's why he announced that day. That's when class come back. All the kids come back.
He said, the 14th.
Hey, team meeting. We're going to talk. Told the kids, whatever. So JSU defensive coach Zach Alley's going to Oklahoma. Duke's new head coach Manny Diaz. He was at Penn State as head coach.
Yeah.
LSU D line coach is Bo Davis, which we know he was at Bama. He come from Texas.
Very good.
Auburn, Ron Roberts is going to be the D coach. He's headed to Florida. And Florida State's Norvell got an 8-year, $10 million deal. I'm happy about that. I didn't want him at Bama. I just thought Norvell.
Yeah, I heard talk maybe about him, but not really, nothing serious.
I didn't care for the way he's kind of handled his program. Auburn, Cadillac out, and McGriff stays as the D-backs coach, and Embridge, the running back coach, is going to Houston. Missouri's Kevin Peoples to LSU as a D coach. He's the edge rusher coach. Ravens defensive coach Mike McDonald is going to Atlanta to be the head coach.
Okay.
Courtney Morgan to Alabama from Washington, which is one of the Coach Morgan there. He's going to be the GM. Rumors about Harbaugh, the Chargers, is still lingering.
How old is Jim Harbaugh? I thought he might actually follow Saban's lead and just quit, but maybe not.
He's not as old as Nick.
No,
he's mid-60s.
Okay.
Kevin Steele knew he retired, and then of course
he was 66.
Bama the cover corner coach Robinson's going to Georgia, and Muschamp is moving to an analyst, and then of course Pete Carroll also retires.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, Belichick.
He's also retired too. So now that I've given all you the names out there, podcast people and all, I drop my head in shame to tell you that Isaiah Bond has decided that his Twitter, I'll pull it up if you want me to, it'd be a better business decision for him and his future if he was to go to where the future is the brightest for him, and that's going to be for him to play at Texas. As he sends a picture on the tweet right after that of him sitting in a Lamborghini.
Is Worthy and Mitchell and him gone?
Tied into black, he's also added himself into the portal. And let's see, Roy Dale to Florida State.
Now, I thought he might leave because it looked like Haynes and Miller's going to be there.
What do you think about Bond leaving?
I don't like Bond leaving. I understand Williams leaving. I do. But I do not understand Bond.
Because with Haynes coming in as running back,
yeah, Haynes is going to be the man. No, I don't understand Bond. I don't know if Mitchell and Worthy. I mean, I think Worthy's gone, and but AD Mitchell may have another year left. There's so much moving around; it's just unreal.
Gosh,
wants to play for Ewers, huh? Play with Ewers.
Listen, I don't tell me that you're making a business decision, guys. I'm gonna try not to get on this. And Todd, I told him to bump me if I got too long.
You can get on.
We get on stuff, and I'll get on a kick. I got on one about Isaiah Thomas one night.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I got on one about him one night.
Oh,
he's the biggest crybaby.
Yeah,
jealous.
Oh,
okay,
gosh.
so Bond, don't say that it's a business decision to go make for a better future. Why would you want to go play with a totally different quarterback that you're going to have to learn completely different timing?
Yes.
Why do you want to do that? Why would you put yourself in a situation to change schools when you have probably, besides Sark and maybe Lane in argument, the best on statistically and looking at the numbers, the best offensive play caller in the nation. They played for the national championship. They beat Sark, and Ole Miss didn't make it. Right. You're talking about the best offensive mind out there, and you're leaving to go play for a new quarterback?
A new quarter. See, in the time, I don't. Well, I tell you what I think's happened is Mitchell and Worthy. It looks like Worthy's gone, but it looks like Mitchell's probably going to declare, and he's just been told you can be the man out here. But he was the man at Alabama.
He's the man at Alabama. He was the guy everybody knows, including him, to come back. He was going to be the starting guy and receiver. He was going to be the number one prospect from the same guy that's throwing you the ball. Why are you leaving you? But there must not be any connection with him.
It's just a lateral move. I'm not saying it's a bad move, but it's lateral.
And Texas is coming to the SEC. And guess what? They don't play Bama this year. Well, good darn luck that we don't get to play y'all so we can cover him and pick about 5 balls from him, light his head up. How could you walk out on your quarterback?
Well, your teammates.
Of course that, but the connection that you have with a receiver and a quarterback, how?
Yeah.
So him and Milroe were obviously not buddies, did not like each other. Obviously, there's more to this than we know, but obviously Texas is handing out Lamborghinis. So any more Bama players, if you want to go.
And the Black's going too?
He's in the portal.
I see. I don't understand that. Has Alabama got some Gronkowski or Kelsey type tight end coming in?
Not that I know of.
This guy was going to be an all-star.
And now, for the other part of the news, probably going to it's assuming right now, there are going to be some suspension, maybe a 2-year bowl ban. Benson and Little are going to go play at Florida State, where they're not going to get to play in a bowl game for 2 years.
Yeah, I knew Benson was gone. He didn't think he was getting enough
Florida
time.
State.
But he messed up because Bond left, and he might have got more time.
Yeah.
These kids don't think things through.
But you're going to play at a team that's not going to play in a bowl game possibly for 2 years. They're going to be on probation.
Yeah.
For $15,000 pay for play. You can't coax a kid to come with NIL money. That you can't do that. Now they can come and then you get them an NIL deal.
Right.
Florida State broke the rules.
But you can't.
There's going to be punishment.
No, I'm with you on Bond. It's a lateral move at best. It's like going from the Piggly Wiggly to the Big E. What are you doing?
He said he wanted better draft stock. Explain to me how you get better draft stock going to Texas from Bama.
I just don't. I failed to see the difference.
And playing
plus, you know your quarterback,
and you're going to be playing for one of the top. Do you know what Coach DeBoer is probably going to do with Milroe?
Throw a lot.
You know what he's going to do with Milroe? He gets his middle game settled down. He's money.
He's going to be like Penix, possibly
better.
Well, guys,
I don't think he'll be let's remember now, Penix is a 5th-year senior.
He was.
And when Milroe's a 5th-year senior, he can throw the ball like that. But Milroe can scat. He is an athlete. He can run.
Yes.
So soon as DeBoer got the phone call, he's like, this is Coach DeBoer. Hey, this is some here, agent up here, AD at Alabama. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yes, hang on. Alabama's offering the job. Hey, I'm done. What are you talking about? I'm gone. You seen that quarterback they got? I can't wait to get him. Yes, sir, I will take the job. Of course he's taking. Have you seen the athletes they got out here?
I had 2 people tell me Milroe won't even be Alabama's quarterback next year, which
supposedly because Rodgers left Washington after he just transferred out there. He's maybe following Coach DeBoer to Alabama.
Well, so that saying, or how do you pronounce it? The guy from
saying. That's why I say it.
Okay, he's going to be the real deal now. Everybody's saying that, but he might not be the real deal right off the bat. Arch Manning was supposed to be the real deal right off the bat too. And he's going to end up having to transfer. I would think.
I don't understand
But no, I don't understand the lateral moves.
Better draft stock. Quote, NIN quote. Better draft stock. Did he not know who was coming for coaching to be at Bama?
Yeah, the guy that coached Penix, Roma Dudunza caught 100 passes this year, guys.
And both their running backs went out at 1,000 yards. So your running backs are going, oh, yeah, we're going to get to Total Rock.
And you're not going to say, and I don't want to hear that, well, he caught 97 yards he caught 97 passes, actually, in the Pac-12. You can still catch 97 passes in the SEC. Now, you might not run for as many yards in the SEC as you would in the Pac-12, but you can still catch a lot of balls.
So that's my gripe. I'm gonna try to. I think I just don't like. It's not that me bothered that he left because he's grown. He can do what he wants, and that's fine. I don't know his heart, but don't say better draft stock. That's not.
Well, what?
It's not
is there any
stock.
brotherhood with any of these teams?
Dude, they come
why do none of them get along?
There's no loyalty to, Milrow said he had his comments about DeBoer was instant connection. He hugged him and said, "We're going to win some football games."
Well, I mean, I don't want to get on this guy, but who was like Judkins? He went to Ohio State and Henderson's coming back. Now I don't want to call him a goofball. It's got a split time.
Maybe, is there a better opportunity for Ohio State to win than Ole Miss next year?
I would think. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
but I mean, that's
if that's the reason, then okay.
Well, see, I heard he didn't get along with his teammates.
But Dart in the bowl game, come to Kiffin on the sideline. You can go back and watch it, guys. I'm just telling you what I saw. He's begging Kiffin, please take him out. He's in the huddle. He's cussing the lineman. Please get him out of the game. He is a total distraction in the game. That is exactly what Dart said.
And that happened against Penn State.
Yes.
Who they drilled.
Yes.
Okay. Well, good job there, Quinn Chun.
Those are the bricks.
Wow.
Wish them the best, and I hope Bond, has a great year. He won't have to ever play Alabama again. That's too bad. Now Ward has decided to cut up his NFL draft papers. He never really signed them. He's going to Miami.
Yeah, I saw that.
How about that?
Cam Ward.
Now,
Cristobal's going to be on the hot seat down there. He's going to have to win this year.
I see him. I have an early pick, and we'll do a lot of these coming into off season.
Yeah.
Early pick games we think may be hot. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that Miami and Nebraska are two teams to watch.
I think Nebraska's going to really be better, and I said that last week, and I know people laugh at that, but I think they're going to be better. They will go to a bowl. I'm going to predict that they will go to a bowl.
I got another one too.
Who's that?
That somebody mentioned and made a lot of sense. And all the guys I've seen coming and their coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for Virginia Tech next year.
They're going to be back.
Yeah.
And SMU, what you said, they're going to preseason top 10.
Yeah, they're recruiting, man. They're getting after it. So those are some highlights and some kids moving around and some Bama kids going to Florida State so they can play their regular season, not have a bowl game for 2 years and graduate with no bowl game. So hats off to you. I don't know, but good luck to you. Okay, so Coach DeBoer. He's won a lot of football games.
Yeah.
Won at a lot of different levels. He is from Millbank, South Dakota, population 3,500, Dane.
They got good football out there.
You know what? He'll be 50 this year. You know when his birthday is?
Don't say today.
October.
Oh, okay.
It's almost the same time as Saban's.
Huh. Okay.
So they both line up horoscope-wise, if you believe in that kind of stuff. 97. The year after I graduated, he was a wide receiver at Sioux Falls because he's right between me and he's a little older.
Right,
he's behind
about
you.
My age.
Yeah,
about 2 years.
So 97,
yeah.
he played wide receiver at Sioux Falls, and then he went on to Southern Illinois. He was at Eastern Michigan a while. He coached some at Fresno State. Usually it's a quarterback coach or receiver coach. He's kind of been he's a quarterback guy, not a receiver guy. Fresno State, Indiana, and then, of course, he's wound up at Washington. 3-time NAIA champ, also a 4-time GPAC champ, which is a Great Plains Athletic Conference. It's a NAIA association with 12 teams, such like University of Jamestown is the one that started this GPAC.
Really?
Jamestown. They started like in 1880
it's
or
not
something.
the one up the road here, guys.
And he also won
1880 something, huh?
Pac-12 stuff championship.
Yes.
Now,
had 2 good teams at Washington.
if you look up people known in Willbanks, South Dakota, I got in a rabbit hole, which I shared on my page. I tagged you. I don't know if you read through it.
I've had 10 million today because of my birthday.
Okay. So there's a guy named Jack Manders, played for the Bears. They were champs in 33 and 40. So when you look up, I just want to look up Millbank, South Dakota. He's kind of the hometown hero guy. Where Coach DeBoer was born and raised. This dude looks like, those Jim Thorpe pictures, wide jaw, thick neck, like he's had a car wreck and he just eat like an whole cow raw and just then he played a football game and just man, he played for the Bears in the 30s. Tough. So that's their hometown kind of hero guy.
So you got a guy that played in the NFL and Alabama's head coach from a town of 3,500 in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of remarkable.
Yeah. Jack Manders, look him up. It's on my personal. He's the number 10. I think he's on the far right. He looks like man, you won't mess with none of those guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don Jim.
If he's born in South Dakota, terrible weather, rough territory, and then play for the Bears in the 30s. In the 30s,
yeah,
and win championships.
That's just remarkable for a town of that size to have two high-profile people like that.
So, what do y'all think about? And what are you feeling? Did you watch his acceptance?
Yeah, I thought it was very well.
Okay, what do you think about what he said? Is there anything stood out? The things that he said that you thought, I'm gonna remember that. I like that.
I don't think there was any one thing particular, but I think he'll do a good job. What about you? Did you have anything that he said? I mean, I liked his whole delivery.
It felt like he's eager to learn.
Mm-hmm. The Saban process.
No, the heritage of Alabama.
Right.
He's eager. He wants to know about the 1926 Rose Bowl because I'm sure he made probably a quick walk through Mount Moore Museum to get over. The practice facilities like right there. It seems like of course he knows Alabama, but it seemed like he was eager to know more about the university, and he kind of mentioned it how like Coach Saban and others are the ones that built, like Coach Red, that won the first championship, Rose Bowl in 26 or whatever. He seems like he wants to pay that homage, and he understands that it is a huge job. And second thing that seemed like together, he felt like he wanted to be together. And of course, his comments about 100% Saban's going to be, hey,
right. I may call him for advice.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, when I get my, water jug, who do I call to get my water filled in my office here? I don't know.
Well, I want to say, somebody took over at Nebraska a while back, and he just came in, and it was after, I think it was Bill Callahan. He's like, all right, we're doing away with everything that old here, and we're just going all new. You do that in Nebraska? Really? I mean, I'm talking about this before they got bad.
Yeah.
You don't do that. And this guy's not done that.
Thank you, Jeff.
He wants to keep Alabama like it is. He wants to keep the tradition there. He's not coming in saying, how do you come into a winning program and say, we're going to change it up and we're going to do things different here?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what that guy did at Nebraska that time. And you think he made it long? No, he did not. But,
he's won a lot.
I mean, he knows he's got the.
I went through his accolades.
Alabama name. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 104-12. I mean, and then now all that's not at Washington. That would be a Nick Saban. That would be better than Nick Saban's record. 104-12.
Yeah, he was 201-29 at Alabama. Ridiculous. 864 win percentage at Bama.
Yeah, 864.
Yeah.
297-71 overall. Yeah,
I'd like to see him hit that 300.
I would have to.
I think his Coach Bowden was right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that lets you know that he was probably ready to go, though, if he was only 3 wins away from 300 and didn't hang around.
And he didn't hang around. Did you hear his comments to Rich Davis, his exiting? Did you hear some of those?
Yeah. I mean, I thought I know he just said, I'm 72. I can't go like I used to. I don't have the energy. Well,
he said he had 2 papers prepared to go up to the – he did not decide till he walked to the podium.
Really?
He had 2 papers.
Huh.
He told Reese Davis, y'all can find it. Just type in Nick Saban's exiting interview with Reese Davis, and he talks for about 30 minutes. And he just said, him and Miss Terry talked a lot, and that – well, Nick, you set this standard, this bar you call the standard. Can you make that standard? You're telling about guys committing to the process and buying in. Are you doing that, Nick? And he said, come boil it all down. I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to promise, yes, I'll come one more year. Okay, I'll come one more year. Yeah. Okay, I'll do one more. He said, I don't want to do that. I feel like I need to get out of the way. And it's time for, something new, because this staff, all the history that we've had here has been fantastic, and thank the university and that kind of stuff. Now, what I liked about his probably towards the end of the comment, he asked him what was he most proudest of. And most coaches would probably say, the winning and the championships. He said that it was guys like Mac Jones or Mark Ingram or whoever with a hammer in their hand and their hard hats on out there building those.
Oh, during the tornado.
Kids.
Yeah.
When they started the Knicks Kids Foundation and building houses for people and helping kids.
Well, I know they helped a lot during the 2011 storm. That seemed to really stand out and be very important to him. He's great. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But 72,
and it's time to.
He looked, and we noticed it some this year. I thought he looked tired.
I noticed it for a couple of years.
Yeah, looked tired, and they did a good turnaround. I mean, they were not very good at the first of the year.
No, that picture I put on one of the thumbnails for the YouTube channel here, the South Florida game halftime.
Yeah,
he just looked
disgusted.
Why?
And they ended up going to the Final Four and could have beat the champion.
I mean, I could have my ties on the beach. My house is almost built in Florida. Lord, let me get through this season, sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah. And I won't go out good.
And I'm just going to retire.
Yeah.
I promise I will. I'm going to, Lord, let me make it through this game today. I'm going to kill all these players. They're playing terrible.
Yeah. No. I mean, they nearly won the game. And that was against a national champion.
After the COVID year championship 2020.
I bet if he could go back,
he was different.
He would have given it up then.
Yeah. He was different from then on.
Of course, they did play for it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and it was a 1-point game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So and also, to the highlight him and things he's done in Alabama, also doubling student, population, money wise, tuition has increased down there. So they're making 3 times more money than they've ever made. And he also enjoyed the fact that not just that the students were helping build homes for homeless people, not even football. He even mentioned that. It was how he wants to make good young men into good men. What he enjoyed was to know that all these guys he mentioned, from even Derrick Henry, a lot of the guys in the NFL, they have their own foundations where they go back to their hometown area and they have homes built for homeless people and have shelters, and that seems more important to him. He kept kind of going back to that, and they would say how great your job you done here, and he'd just say, "Well, I had a good staff."
Right? Oh yeah.
He's very humble.
He had 100 staff.
Gosh, so many moving and going.
Was there any? And I haven't saw it. Was there any players that whatever. I didn't care much because Jerry Glanville, you remember Jerry Glanville that coached at Atlanta. He left Atlanta, and there were players that's like,
thank goodness.
I didn't care for him.
He was kind of weird, dry.
And he wore the cowboy hat, and
they didn't like it. Some of the guys did.
I
hadn't heard.
I've not heard anything negative from
Reggie
a former
Bush
player.
Did. He's not a former player.
Well, he just said he calls a player. He's 72, guys.
He's out because NILs. He's been recruiting, you fool, during NILs and transfer portal. He had the #1 recruiting class 2 of the 3 years, and then when he wouldn't 1, he was 2. Reggie,
I don't know what that was about.
Just stop being a hater. You're from out there. You hate because you didn't get to play for the greatest college football coach ever. You played for one of the best college football coaches ever, Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he did.
But you didn't get to play for the GOAT. Stop having sour grapes.
He said it is obviously he tells you how the other nation feels. The rest of the nation feels. They're not big Alabama fans. And I've told people that before.
Most people are not Alabama fans.
No, they're not Alabama.
Alabama's hated because they win.
Yeah.
Just start winning. Told Burge that, said, Georgia, y'all just keep winning. Go ahead and get you another title here. About 2 more years, win you another one.
Mm-hmm.
The hate train gets larger and the more coal, just like a show here. The bigger,
not like we felt about Miami. Everybody here hated Miami in the 80s.
The bigger this show gets, we talk about this for the show.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger this show gets, the magnifying glass gets bigger. So if there was 100 people watching and one person hated us, you go, well, somebody ain't gonna like you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, after you get up to 5,000 people, well, that's still the same percentage, but it's 1,000 people that don't agree with what you say.
Mm-hmm.
We're fools, idiots, don't know what you're talking about. They're idiots. I unfollowed them months ago. And you know what you do? You just smile and say, thanks for coming by, man. Maybe we're just not far.
Yeah.
And that's okay because 4,000 other people do.
Yeah. You got to look at the
glass is half
percentages.
full. So And when you win like Saban has, somebody's always going to say something. And they did roll Toomer's corner. Some fan went to them roll Toomer's corner, which I mean,
I'd be glad he quit too.
Which wasn't you? I mean, well, finally, because when the king of the table kicked back,
and it will make a difference now.
Other people can eat.
I'm not saying DeBoer is not going to do well, but he don't bring the same persona that Saban does to a ball game.
And
not right now, anyway.
And we didn't know. We knew about Saban, but he was a one-time national champion. One with a
we thought he would do well.
Loaded team from LSU.
Yeah,
and a good staff.
He had done well. He had a very good staff at LSU. He had Fisher, Muschamp. But somebody's like, well, and somebody made a good point today. He said they didn't want to hear this, that DeBoer was from out west and he couldn't handle it here. Well, Saban was from up north. He coached at Kent State, Michigan State, West Virginia, and for the Cleveland Browns and Syracuse before he came to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm sorry, guys, that's not what I would call.
I've read his book. I mean,
huge time football.
And Miss Terry liked it at Syracuse. You know,
you said she liked it better there than she did anyway. Well, is there any?
I don't know why. She just
Syracuse, New York.
Maybe it's the people. Maybe it's the coaches' wives she got along with well. I don't know.
Was there any truth to? And I heard rumors that she's sick. Is there any truth to that?
I watched her interview. They did like the greatest coach ever, like homage thing, and watched her talk. It didn't seem that way.
But now. I read an interview and it didn't sound. She said nothing about it. Mm-hmm. I've heard talks of dementia.
He said everything's fine on the home front. He said, I just don't. He said I didn't want to lie. I think the simplest way to put it was the kids kept coming to him. Coach, I'm coming. Next year. You're gonna be there next year. In his heart, he didn't want to lie to him and say, yes, I'll be there, because he felt like, I don't know, am I going to be here? So I just need to. If that ever even enters my mind, then I need to move on.
Yeah.
He's 72.
72. I actually thought he would stay till it was way past time, but he did not.
We thought he would move on after Jalen. Mm-hmm. I thought that may be his class. And then he wins it again in 20. And I thought, well, okay, he'll definitely be moving on by 20. And now, since last year and this year, I've told people, because they said, well, is Nick going to retire? I said, I think he's going to die up there. I don't think he's going to ever retire.
Well, he probably was not real happy not coaching. I mean, he don't have much of a life outside of that. And I don't mean that bad. That's just what he does.
And he mentioned that. He said, I'm used to leading people. Mm-hmm. Now what?
Yeah.
I would suggest them to get a commission together and he's up for that. And when Reese said something about like a commission office for him to be the head of college football in that kind of way, he said it kind of different.
Yeah.
Or doing media and helping to represent the kids more positively and having them some guidelines. His body language changed. He went up. He perked up. He sat up in his seat. I watched body language. He started talking faster and he took a big breath. Yeah. So that tells me he was excited about that.
Yeah. He might could lead in some capacity. Tom Osborne went on to be a senator after he retired from Nebraska. So, I mean, Nick Saban does not have to go sit at home and do nothing and watch Netflix and Hulu all day.
He has a neat characteristics about himself that he's just a leader and he does things. He wants to be perfect and he achieves for perfection. And if there's anybody to be over college football, have a commissioner of college football like Roger Goodell is in NFL, I would suggest that we get Pete and Nick and put them co's and make them both the head of college football. And then they can sit down and hash stuff out and let them pick.
Right.
Bring in some of those guys that they love and trust and looked up to. Bring Belichick in.
Yeah.
Would he not have a good mind for college football rules and how we should do things?
I would think.
He's been in the NFL forever because the college is moving, bumping to NFL, and high school's bumping more to college. So Belichick, Saban, Pete Carroll, I think those are three good names. Hello, can I get an amen?
Yeah, Belichick, he only won because of Brady, but he did win 2 Super Bowls as defensive coordinator. Well, I mean, not
just winning though. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that narrative.
He just did. What does he know?
Yeah,
his knowledge of the game. He's been around.
I mean, that's where
bring in Tom Brady.
Yeah,
put him on the commission too. Yeah, I mean, Peyton Manning would be. I could sit here and name guys back and forth all day. And let's get some media guys. Let's get a media guy like Joel Klatt and Josh Pate. Mm-hmm. They know what's going on. And they're a little different on their opinions. And it's just enough different, not where they would fight about it, but it's enough different because you need some yeses and nos. We don't need all yes men. It's not always be, yes, Alabama should get everything because I'm an Alabama fan. That's stupid. That's not me. That's not my style. Anybody knows me. That's not how it should be. So hats off to Saban, and we appreciate his dedication to the program, man. 17 years.
I tell you, he's inspiring because the greatest years of his life. I'm 51. And, you kind of get down when you get that age. You're like, God, 51. The best years of his life have been since he's 55.
Yeah, he just got started good.
I mean, that's when his life took off. Now, don't get me wrong. He did very well at LSU.
Yes.
Very well.
He did good at Michigan State.
He did. He did not do as good at Michigan State as he did at LSU.
He didn't have the players.
He became a great coach at LSU.
Yeah.
Because I remember they did a piece on him one time. It's like, this guy's really good.
And this Groove guy, the old coach from Washington, I'm telling you, he may be I'm just telling you, pay attention. If they keep some of this room together and not everybody's going to bail out, they want to hear what these people have to say. Your offensive coaches has played for the national championship. Mm-hmm. Now, they couldn't handle the defense of Michigan. Now, let's be negative, and we're going to do some NFL. We're going to get off here. And college hoop, top 10. Here's a negative. All that looks good and fancy, and we've built up Coach DeBoer. Mm-hmm. But, I like to do
mm-hmm.
This is what we do. I like doing this. It's thinking. I like to think. He never really faced a ACC defense. How's that fancy offense going to look when he gets hit in the mouth by LSU, Georgia, Auburn? Because that's their schedule this year, and it's not going to be too easy. So what happens when they would line up and play Missouri?
I think he's wanting the challenge. Now, it may be one that he's like, he may week 5 going, this is a challenge I shouldn't have took. I mean, it could be. And there's no shame in that. What am I doing?
Honey, get the bags. We're going back to Pac-12.
And I will say this. If he's not up to the challenge, you'll just replace him quickly. But, give this guy some time. Let's give him 2 or 3 years. I mean, he's following probably the greatest coach in all time in college football.
He's the guy. He's the GOAT. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's done it
you
better.
Got him, Bowden, Bryant.
Under
I guess you could say
scholarship restrictions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Who did it? Who won 6 titles out of college, and who will ever? And that's not the thing. Not just who's replacing
6, didn't he?
Not just replacing him, but
he won 7. Mm-hmm.
But who's ever gonna win 6 titles at one school?
Well, I don't think after this 12-team playoff or this NIL portal, nobody.
Nope.
It's going to be like the March Madness tournament.
Yep.
UCLA used to win that every year. Ain't nobody done that. Ain't but one team. Duke's the only team that's done it twice. Duke in Florida. You remember when Florida did it and they had that
football
Joe Kim Noah
and basketball.
No, those days are over with. Where you win, we won it 5 straight years. No, those days are over with.
The air is dead.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be cliche.
You don't have a different champion every year.
Belichick's gone from the NFL. Pete Carroll's gone. Saban's gone from college. Now sitting on the crown is Jim Harbaugh because he's a champ. But old Kirby's standing over there on the side saying, "You know what, buddy? I got something for you."
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you the next coach, and I know we didn't say we was going to talk about this, but I'll tell you the next coach that they're really going to put a lot of pressure on to win one, and I think he will eventually. Ryan Day. I think he's going to be the next punching bag. Jim Harbaugh's been a punching bag for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Day now. And then after Day, it's going to be Sark or Lane.
Yeah.
And then, but
3 years.
10 years, it's going to be DeBoer.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Now, let's don't be crazy. Get 5, please. That's 24.
Yeah.
In 2030, if he ain't been to the playoffs, or in 2029, if he ain't been to the playoffs, you got to go. Give him his class.
But days.
Give him his freshman class. Let him graduate his freshman class.
Yes.
Give him a 4-year time.
Years.
Because not only do you have to go recruit kids, you got to recruit your kids to keep them to stay because they're trying to transfer. And then you got to go look for kids that are in the portal to replace the kids that are trying to leave. Plus recruit high school kids. And poor high school kids ain't got nowhere to go because all these college kids are moving around. Over 2,200 college kids.
I don't know what to do. They may make the worst mistake of their life by who they pick.
This
Now, this is the last year for the COVID holdovers, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's over with. All these people, guys playing forever. That's it with it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that they gave that to him and why, and I think they should have.
We could have played 12 teams this year.
Yes, they could have.
But
And it was a good year for it.
But you know what? ACC didn't sign their papers, and they're the ones that got left out. Now they're on probation. Boy, man, that dog bites in circles, don't it?
Oh, man, everything.
And I'm not an FSU hater at all. Had a FSU pullover jacket in high school.
Yeah, I always liked FSU.
Bobby Bowden is a great man.
Yeah.
Seen him speak twice.
Oh, yeah, I never saw it speak.
Great. Christian, just a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Florida State. But that Norvell, he couldn't motivate his guys to play football. I didn't want him in Alabama.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you talking about after that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they just kind of gave up there.
So some new coaches, surprising teams, and does Bama. So answer the question: does the story go on? Yes, but it's going to be written in different letters.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to be written the same way, guys. They don't expect him coming there in his third year like Bama did. Nick did come in, like year 4 and he's winning titles because he turned around the second year. They went to a winning record.
Right.
They won 10 games. Nine games the second year.
The second year at Bama. They played Florida and it was a good game. Florida won it that year.
Yeah, Tebow beat them.
Yes.
They come back and
then they come back and won it. He won it his third year.
So let's.
I didn't, in his first year they were 7-6. And I didn't think they were very good. And I was kind of like, I got to be honest, and I know this is stupid, but I was like, what is all this hype? But he had to cut. He cut out a lot of weeds.
Yeah.
And there's some good players there that hit the road. And I don't even remember their names anymore. I think one of them was named Jimmy Johns. I'm serious.
Jimmy Johns.
And DJ Hall, Prince Hall. I don't know. They just didn't fit in. And they didn't click, those guys.
Do you think that's what's happened to Bond and
maybe
Benson and those guys? Benson?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, DeBoer may need to do, but Saban, and I'm not knocking Shula, but Shula didn't have the program as established, obviously, as Saban does. So maybe DeBoer don't have to come in and cut no dead weight. Any dead weight. No.
You know what the key is, and we'll move on. We'll do this college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is recruiting.
Yeah.
He's got to go and sit down in the kitchen with Mama and have dinner and do the achy breaky heart dance like Nick did and build relationships in the South. This is not South Dakota.
No.
And that's what happened to Harsin at Auburn.
Say that a lot of people's going to compare him to Harsin.
Would not go in living rooms. He could not. A terrible recruiter.
Is that what's going to happen? That's what I've heard. Is this going to be another Harsin? I mean, we hope not, because Harsin had a terrible time recruiting.
You got to go, but Harsin didn't have Nick Saban's ear to bend.
Mm-hmm.
Harsin really had nobody's ear to bend because they're all backbiters and they all got money launderers down there. That's trying to.
He had people want him gone from the minute he got hired.
Yes, because they all wanted Kevin Steele. He was stabbing Gus in the back. They were so many backstabbers and all that money.
And now Kevin Steele's retired.
Yeah,
2 years later.
Yeah, they wanted him to be head coach at Auburn. That was the back. He was stabbing Gus. And then poor Cadillac comes in there and runs the team when they run the coach off. Did a fantastic job. What a great young man he is. And then did they run him off or he resigned?
I've heard rumors that he was into some bad stuff.
Oh, I read that. Yeah, had hotels for girls, for women. Now that may not. We don't know.
We don't know.
But here's what may happen. Here's how.
That's why he got let go.
Here's how stories get dribbled.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the quick headline: Cadillac hotel for women. And they go over there and they're homeless women with kids that need a shelter. Oh, you see what I'm saying?
You could, yeah.
That's how the media works today. Right. So guys, don't pay attention. Everything you see screenshotted or you hear stuff about things, or there may be a little bit more to it. Don't get caught up in people that spend their time trying to downgrade other people. Yeah. Don't get caught up and don't get in that mix. Try to be around people that are positive and that may be what, and I may be wrong. Cadillac may have been running, menage a trois. It may have been bad.
Well, the initial thought
it don't seem that way, though.
Initial thought was, yes, he's been getting rooms for certain ladies and visiting them.
What if it's, I'm trying to be not, because he seems.
Is he married?
I don't even know. But he may put on a good show.
I don't know. Why did Etheridge get let go? Was he involved in that? Zach Etheridge.
No. So he just went to
He went to SMU, right? No, was it Houston?
A&M.
Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And a lot of these coaches just leave because they're just coaching changes. And maybe,
Who knows?
Cadillac feels like the good Lord's calling him to do something somewhere else.
Freeze might have got rid of Carnell because
they just don't like the style of what he was doing.
I'm sorry. And
he didn't like
Auburn people were coming on there and saying that he could have done just as good as Freeze.
No, stop that.
After that 6 and 7 season.
I love Cadillac. Listen, let me tell you.
So he might have been like, you know what? I got to get this guy on the road because I'm never going to get support here. If this guy's here, everybody wants him.
It could be. That could be so. I hope not, because let me just look real close in the camera. I really like Cardale. Oh, yeah. I think Cardale's a good guy.
He's not as good a college football coach as Hugh Freeze.
No, you don't have any experience. No.
We don't think.
Can he move on and be that? Absolutely, he can. Sure, he can.
Yeah, he's only 42.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
40.
Yeah, he's about
he graduated too. No, he's 40.
He set the record in 2001. Yeah, he's 41. But yes, he's young, and hey, look, you know what? You don't grow till you spark outside your comfort zone.
Right.
I say that a lot. I told Marcus that the other day. Hey, you want to grow? Go get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like that's why I do this other podcast I do for myself. This news. If I want to grow as a person and how to do this camera and might work better, go be a little uncomfortable and talk about scripture stuff or hot topic news thing. Yeah. So that's maybe Cadillac's helping homeless women, and
we don't know.
It got twisted.
Well, see, I've not heard much about it.
I hadn't either.
But let me say this: if Matt or me goes up here and is going to be Kansas City's coach, we don't want to hire somebody that all the people are saying, dang, he'd be a lot better if he was the coach. And let me give some more advice, guys. If Nick Saban moves to a small town, don't ask him to help your high school football team. I mean, come on.
Coach, can you just say, what did you run right here? It's 3rd and 4. Why do you run here?
You've got to be that coach that says, I don't need your help, Nick, because if you help me, then when we win this state championship, it's going to be because Nick Saban helped.
Here, let me ask you another devil's advocate question. Now, I brought this up. DeBoer's never faced a real SEC opponent. So when that offense rubber meets the road, we're going to find out come not August 22nd. We play Western Kentucky, but, the next week,
right.
When we play Wisconsin, like week 2 or 3. So once we get an SEC play come into September.
Yeah.
So the first call was Dan Lanning.
I wanted Sark.
But why did Dan say, I'm good? He worked under Kirby at Bama.
I think a lot of people's like, man, I don't want to go down there. That's too much pressure. I don't want to fool with that.
But if you would think that you have a drive and compassion and desire to win championships, and
who's going to follow it?
The Alabama job is the job you leave any job to go to. That's what DeBoer said. He said, I wouldn't have left Washington for nowhere else but here. And then when he brought up his kids, that how much he loved them, he got emotional. I like that about him. It shows that he cares about his kids that he left. It means he was involved with them. So here's the question. Did Lanning say no because not that he didn't, I'm going to be expected to win a title every 3 or 4 years, but did some of these coaches that they call turn it down because they have worked there and they know what a grinder Saban is.
Right.
And he is going to have an office still at the stadium. He's not leaving, guys. He's not just riding off in his pretty Ferrari and stay in Florida. He may go to Florida the rest of this month. You can bet money he's going to have something to do with football.
Slave driver.
A little bit. Ask Kirby. He's like, but now the outcome is 100% success. So we're going to do.
I just don't think they wanted that pressure. That's stupid. Why would I go there?
I don't think it was that, but let me do a play here. I do a little theatrics. I'm Coach Matt. I'm in Alabama now. I've been here 3 weeks, played 3 games. I'm here at my office watching film. Let's see. I said run that double side trips. When they move that guy, he's I see. That's the wife texting. I got dinner with the wife. Okay, we got some film studying for today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Coach. Nick Saban at the door. Are you really leaving right now? You've only been here for like 8 or 10 hours. I used to grind up here for 6. Coach, I got dinner with my wife. I kind of want to Well, you can go if you want to dinner. I know you got, and I missed a lot of time with my wife and kids to make sure that this
and they don't want to do like that.
Is there a possibility that shadow?
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Is that looming shadow of the little short guy, the little mobster-looking Italian guy named Nick Saban? Mm-hmm. That shadow is so big. Mm-hmm. It's enormous. He's the greatest to ever do it. And you're going to sit at your little desk and I can't leave. He's in the hall. I need to keep doing film study.
But we've studied all the film we need to. I mean, there's going to be somebody on the staff that's like, forget him. He don't coach here no more, but you can't do that.
Same way with like Bullen said, his boy with rushing him, and he's hours late Sunday, early Mondays morning.
2 o'clock in the morning?
Grinding.
I heard that now. I don't know if that's true.
Grinding.
On a school night.
But they're successful, are they not, in what they do?
Very.
Okay.
Very.
Now, I don't know if
not everybody's made for that, though.
No, they sure not. Well, you really better love it.
And you can still be great, not made for that. Harbaugh don't do that.
You really.
But he don't have 7 titles either.
Thank you. Boy, you really, really love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Harbaugh may do that, but I doubt it.
I thought that when they offered Lanning and I heard he turned it down, I thought, well, he don't want to go out there. He don't, because he's like, Coach, are you okay? Everything going on? He's just standing there watching him. Right there when that corner's breaking, when they're going to run over and banjo on that, yeah, Coach, I know. I got it. I'm watching the film. Well, I mean, I don't want to be like a know-it-all, but I am Nick Saban. I do have 7 rings.
You're going, Coach, can you step out, please?
Now, I don't know if he's that kind of guy. We don't know.
We don't know if he's a takeover type
person because he's never had to. Because he's just the boss, and everybody says, well, of course he can take it over. He's the head coach.
See, I've heard stories like that about high school coaches, maybe retired and hung around a program. But I never heard that they did anything like that. They hung around the program and was still seen, but they didn't interfere.
Horn in.
Yes, no.
So I don't know. That's just me I love doing that kind of stuff. I think differently than most people. And I just, that could have been a reason for Lanning.
Could have been.
And he just could think, I think I got something going here and I'd like to do my own thing and not have to go back.
I have no pressure on me at Oregon.
To Alabama. And if I don't win a national championship in 4 years, they're not going to fire me because your fans are crazy because I work down there under Kirby and y'all are wild.
Yeah. And these fans are never going to fire me at Oregon.
No, as long as I don't know. Now they're going to be in the Big Ten. It's going to be a little different.
Yeah. He's got a good program out there. Plus, he's got a good quarterback coming. Ain't that where Gabriel's coming? Going? Yeah.
Yes.
So he might not want to miss out on Gabriel.
Money, uniforms, facilities, always going to be.
He may love Oregon. I mean, seriously, it could be something as simple as that.
I've heard people that visit, report media, as people say they like it out there.
Yeah. He may like, well, I won't go back to Tuscaloosa.
No. Hot. Guys, freaking, you talking about that practice field, middle of summer? It's 120 and that heat beating down on me. I remember those days with Coach Smart and I helped him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll stay in Oregon.
I wouldn't have minded Lanning. That seemed to be their first choice, but I wanted Sarkisian very badly. I never heard Lanning's name mentioned on a serious note.
No, the AD fired him. I told you, so they're not going to hire him. They're not going to hire him. They ain't even going to talk to him because the AD fired him. They ain't going to call him after I just fired him. Then AD was like a fool.
Yeah. Do you think that Sark was really called first?
I would think so because he was one of the last to go.
Okay, now
Lanning ain't been there in years since Kirby was.
I did hear 3 names, and I want to see what you think about this. 4 names actually of coaches that people felt like should have been asked but were not. Mm-hmm. Shane Beamer, Josh Heupel, Eli Drinkwitz, and Mark Stoops. Was there any interest shown by them or any reach out to them?
I would take DeBoer over any of them.
Okay.
His record is just better. Now, Beamer is he's done a pretty good job. He's trying, man, you got to recruit guys. Let's we can't stop stomping the ground and just say, we ain't winning. Well, you got to have players to win. It still takes Jimmys and Joes.
Yeah. No matter who you are. Now, Saban's not going to win without anybody.
No, X's and O's are great. Yeah. And I think DeBoer and his staff and I forgot his name again, Dean.
Grubb. Was it Grubb?
What was his name? Ryan Grubb.
Yeah. Grubb.
This guy's he's the cat's meow. If you don't know who he is, get to know him. He's going to be one of the best offense players. I'm telling you, this is inside stuff that we hear, that I'm hearing from other people, not me as a fan. So I don't know any of those other guys.
I mean, I never heard their name mentioned. Somebody mentioned, would they have not been pretty good?
Mike Loxley.
Yeah,
See, me and Burge went through a huge list.
Yeah.
Did you watch me and Burge talk about it?
Yeah.
No,
Loxley. Brian DeBoer from the New York Giants.
Yes.
Vrabel, Mike Vrabel from the – I can't believe they fired him. Come on, man.
Shanahan.
Oh, God. I'd love Kyle Shanahan to be the coach.
Now, I told Burge my first 3 calls are number 1 call.
He's a pro coach.
I know we got to move on. We get Bama too long. My first phone call, Mike Tomlin. That's me personally. I don't know. I've watched podcasts with Tomlin. It's a tough city to coach in. And Mike Tomlin has handled business at Pittsburgh Steelers top notch. There ain't no dirt on him. He's a family guy. He's got good. His kids is No,
there's no.
That's my
dirt on him at all.
And then of course,
go ahead.
I'm Shanahan and McDaniel from the Dolphins.
I would have. But the reality is that Shanahan's not going to.
No, you won't.
Steelers, Bills. Okay, never mind. I'm just
we're fixing to go watch that.
No, I'm just seeing when Mike Tomlin, who was supposed to be fired, was going to.
So those are my first 3 calls. Who's your first 3 calls? Anybody. I mean anybody.
I would have called Sark first.
I'm calling Jeff Bullen. Get your stuff together, Coach B.
I would have called Sarkisian first.
Yeah.
God, y'all gonna kill me for saying this.
Everybody's got their own opinion.
I'd call Brian Kelly second.
Well, okay.
And third,
he wouldn't go move a lateral.
No.
Probably wouldn't call an in-conference guy. And Sark is in conference too now. Forget because he is SEC.
Third guy probably would have been. I mean, you got to be reasonable. You're not going to get Ryan Day, but maybe Lane Kiffin. I mean,
I like Lane.
I like Ryan. A lot of people don't like Brian Kelly, but he's a slave driver too.
Yeah, it's tough on his coaches.
Very tough.
I'm sure the phone rang to Kirby's office. It had to.
Well, I just wouldn't think there would be any point in fooling.
But I would have to call as AD. I would say just out of respect for you, Kirby Smart, because you were so big of a part here at Alabama. I just think I'm not saying I know you're not going to take the job, but as athletic director, if I'm AD, I'm just going to call you and say, I'm sure you know Nick's retired, and I'm just going to say that the door's open. If you would like to come back, it'd be cool with us.
Yeah.
And I know you're not, but it'd just be rude not to offer you the job. And he's going to say, "Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I'm good here, and we're excited. We can't wait to come kick y'all's butt again next year." And we play. They play September, and then they could probably call Sark, and I would hope they'd have called Kirby just out of respect for. Kirby's a huge part of Alabama.
Yeah,
dude. Without him, some of those titles he's part of it.
Oh yeah, big part,
huge part of it.
Huge part.
Him and Cochran.
Let me ask you.
But anyway.
Well, how long you think it'll be before Michigan loses their OC in DC? They kept showing the OC. Yeah. They never showed the DC. They showed the OC constantly during those 2 games.
He's not. He's staying.
Okay.
I think the DC, which is that Netner guy, or what's his name?
See,
He's from the Ravens.
Okay.
He come from Vanderbilt, and the Ravens sent.
I didn't know much about those coaches or their players.
The 2 guys from the Ravens were sent from his brother, and they had to get. Well, you have to work 1 year of college before they could, because they want to get used to the NCAA. So he didn't pick the other one. So he did pick the one that come from Vanderbilt, which is the mentor. And from what I understand, he's staying.
Okay.
And the offensive coach, I did run across something on him on Twitter, but guys, we've been on for an hour.
Yeah.
Somebody else is probably already in the portal. Some coaches probably already left. So,
all right. Well,
so
I just figured they snapped them up.
Snag
them up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Especially the DC.
Yeah, I think they're going to lock in, and they're probably waiting to see what Jim's going to do,
because they had to coach 4 or 5 games without him.
They're going to see what he's going to do. If he is going to the Chargers. So if that happens, then they
have
may
a problem with him going with the Chargers.
They may go with him to the Chargers.
Yeah, Harbaugh. He's had a good career.
If you're asking me,
and a player,
if you put a gun to my head and say, "Is Harbaugh going to the NFL or not?" Tell me. Let's go, fat boy. Tell me. I'd say no. I don't see him as. I don't think
You
he's.
don't think so?
I don't think so. That's his brother thing, and then he's gonna have to deal with that with his brother.
Well, I mean, that's a lot longer of a season. I know you're like, no, it's not. Yes, it is.
And then they got to compete with each other, and there's going to be.
They go to camp in early July.
But they get a solid 3 weeks off.
Yeah,
college don't. You're never off.
You're never off.
That's true. You're preparing for a ball game, and now with this portal stuff, I got 6 kids leaving. God dang it! I got to go look in the portal and find a new tight end and lineman. Crap! And then I got to go visit the house to these recruits. So college is. I'm telling you guys, y'all can say I'm crazy. College is more grind than NFL for the coaches.
Oh, I would think so because, well, I've heard this more than once about pros. You play on Sunday, I think you pretty much have Monday and Tuesday off. And there's a lot of film study.
Now, some of the guys may go work out.
Yeah, they may go to the workouts. And the coaches meet, but I don't know if it's a tense.
Yeah, we're done. We're going to go look at them. Going to review yesterday. We're done. I'm going to the pool house, bro.
It's not like you're out on the practice field going, will you please do the drill a little harder?
Yeah. No, I'm going to the pool house now. We'll see you guys in the morning at 9 for brunch.
Now, if you had to practice middle school kids or high school kids for 24 weeks, you'd probably just go on and tell somebody, rob a bank.
He's pulling his hair out by clods.
Rob a bank just to get your.
I want to go to jail. I don't want to live. I need a hot and a cot. That's all I need. Please.
Now, that would be awful, but pros, from what I've heard, it's kind of laid back, actually.
Well, you got men. There's no transfer portals.
That's why I don't really like the firing the coaches left and right.
Well, you have free agents. Yeah. And here's the problem we have. That's just why we need Nick Saban to be the commissioner, because these kids don't have agents really during the middle. Right. They do when they're going to go pro, but they don't have agents as freshmen coming in to. Yeah. Nobody's guiding them. And did you know they have insurance for during the ball games? If you blow your knee out, you get $1 million.
So why are they not playing?
That Alabama does. Nick Saban said that. I only learned that from Pat McAfee show. I learned that a month ago.
And I saw where Pat McAfee will not have Aaron Rodgers on anymore. I don't know what he did. But,
him and
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes, but they've been arguing off.
Okay. Well, I don't think they like it. I'm telling you, Aaron's views are just too out there for people.
And it gets views because people want to see chatter.
But they're getting people tired of him.
But Aaron did come back on this week. So
he did.
Yeah. And then there was a disclaimer on the bottom. The views of this show does not represent ESPN.
Okay. So McAfee likes him. He just don't like his views on his show.
No, he likes all of it. Oh. Because he likes the clatter.
Well, I just read an article where he was kind of glad that he moved on.
He gets clicks
from Aaron.
It builds his show up. Some people like to have their Facebook pages just spreading crap, because it gets clicks, and people are actually laughing at you, not with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's people like that.
It's easy to stir up stuff.
But he'd been back on there. So now, college hoops, who's top 10, who's in and who's out, who's winning the national championship, Dan?
Well, we both think UConn wins it because they were dominated.
Give us the Final Four right now.
All right. I'm going
in January.
All right. Number one, quickly. Now, listen to this yesterday and today. Number one, Purdue beat Penn State 95-78. Houston, number 2, got beat by unranked TCU, Matt. Unranked. Kansas, number 3, beat number 9, Oklahoma 78-66. UConn, who we both think will win it, beat Georgetown 80-67. Tennessee, number 5, beat Georgia 85-79. Number 6, Kentucky, lost to unranked Texas A&M. Did you watch any of that game?
Yeah. Which one?
Texas A&M and Kentucky.
No.
Okay.
I watched who did I watch yesterday? LSU and
Auburn.
Yes.
Number 7, North Carolina beat Syracuse by 36. Arizona lost to Washington State, unranked. And number 10, Illinois lost to Maryland, unranked. So y'all think basketball?
This is what college football is going to be.
So 4 unranked teams beat teams in the top 10. Auburn beat LSU 93-78, and Alabama beat Ole Miss 82-74. Why Auburn's not in the top 10, I do not know.
I don't get that. They did that to them last year.
14-2. Alabama's 11-5.
Was it last year they did that to them?
Oh yeah, and Tennessee's 13-3, which they've lost. Tennessee's top losses are to Kansas and Purdue. So that's why they're still number 5. Yeah, and Alabama, they're 14-2 and number 18 or 16. But that's it. So it's the same ones. I mean, you think UConn's going to win it, don't you?
I would assume so.
Okay, I do too. I think they're your favorite right now. How many times have we thought Arizona was going to win it and they let us down in the tournament? You know, they have won it before. I'm not sold on Houston. I'm not sold on Purdue. Kansas, you know they can definitely win it.
They're always good.
And North Carolina is always a good tournament team. Kentucky too. But that's pretty much it for college basketball.
It's still too early, guys. Just hang on. Wait till
early. We've got a month before the SEC tournament.
Yeah, let's give us a month, and we're still going to give you some top 10 ideas, but we're not going to dig down into start digging into it deep.
All right, one more thing, and before we get off here, the Houston Texans. I did hear their coach mentioned for Alabama.
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, Stroud had a game, man. 274, right?
3 touchdowns.
No picks.
No
His
picks.
QBR was like 98.
His best receiver is Amari Cooper.
Oh, boy.
And a big tight end named Nakoju. He's great.
They're making a scene right now.
All right, we're getting off here. All right, so they beat the Browns. I hate that for Cleveland because it's been so long. 45-14.
Yeah, Eminem said, please, Matt Stafford, don't beat Detroit. He said, I pulled for you all this time, and I'm a hometown Detroit guy, so Eminem's begging.
They're playing right now.
Stafford not to.
And Tua and the Dolphins went up.
Terrible game.
I mean, come on. What do you expect? It was 0.
Why did they put it on Peacock only? I didn't watch it. Nobody
did.
You had to be a subscriber to Peacock.
Is it the same thing with the Bills and
no.
The Rams? Why did they do that?
Money.
All right, Mahomes 262. Tua only threw for 199. I don't think the Dolphins are there yet, though they are better.
Rams and Lions are on NBC. It's 7-0 Lions right now.
Good. I hope they win that. I'm really for them.
48-32 Packers on Cowboys.
So Dallas gets beat. So they'll fire McCarthy tomorrow, and they'll probably trade Dak in the offseason, if I had to guess.
Yeah, new coach, be new.
He's done.
Because you got some guys coming in from college.
He's done. Both of them are done.
Jaden Daniels, he going to be in a Cowboy uniform? No, he'll be a first round.
And tomorrow you've got 2 games tomorrow. You got the Eagles and the Buccaneers tomorrow. The Eagles got to go to Tampa Bay. That's odd. And then of course you got Pittsburgh at Buffalo, which are playing in horrible weather.
Yeah, the Steelers and the
weather.
Steelers and the Bills. Buffalo's favored by 10, and the Eagles is favored by 3 over the Buccaneers.
I would not think. I mean, if I was going to bet a large sum of money, I would not put it on the Bills to beat the Steelers by 10. I wouldn't bet on a pro game anyway, but would you?
No.
Cujo
down.
I think they've got it. But I don't know. I mean, we're pulling obviously San Francisco and Baltimore have not played yet. They will play next weekend. They're the 2 favorites. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Do you got anybody you're pulling for?
Yeah, I'm always been a Bills guy, and I like Steelers too. Daddy was always a Bradshaw fan.
You're halfway pulling for the 49ers to win.
Absolutely. One. Yeah,
of course, they won so many when we were kids.
Yes, that was big. You know, I don't watch it enough to have like a legit team, but there's teams that I secretly pull for.
Well, see, the 49ers won 5 and during me and Matt's school years.
Yeah,
I mean, pretty much. Montana won 4, and then Young won 1.
Yeah, and the Eagles teams, I remember I always wanted an Eagles pullover because of Cunningham. I always liked watching him play. You're talking about the first Cam Newton. Cunningham was the first Cam Newton.
They haven't played well lately. Is that true? I haven't kept up with them. I know they started out on fire.
Yeah,
it's a long season.
Jalen's struggling right now. It is. And you're not going to just go in, just win every game.
No, not in the pros. That's why there's only been one team in pro football history to go undefeated.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, one team. All right, man, that's pretty much it on the pros. 2 games tomorrow. That'd be good for Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yep, happy Martin Luther King Day. And, great. I talked about him the other day on a podcast that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a great lot
of. Oh, yeah, great
man. I could go on about that, but the difference and things that he had ideas that through peace and love and it didn't always have to be hard, even though the times they were living in was hard. So, it's all through through Jesus, and that's how it's supposed to work.
Yes, sir.
And he preached that. I appreciate him for doing that. So NFL stuff, and Lions is up 7-0. We'll tune in more with that next week.
I hope we like the Lions.
Eagles and the Bills, we think will probably match up over there.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers.
I don't think the Steelers will.
You don't think they beat the Bills?
You know how sometimes they get upset. Look at that Green Bay. That's the most points Green Bay scored all year. Love looked like Brett Favre out there.
He did, literally.
Or Aaron Rodgers, who was also great. I mean, I don't like Aaron Rodgers' politics, but he's great. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Show 218 is in the books. Let's go by our comments for 2 seconds. Downs is still at Alabama. Birds wants to know if he thought he was staying. Maybe they will.
Damn, why would he leave?
When Bama fans get DeBoer fired for not having the same.
Tell him not to even start that Downs is leaving stuff.
There's been talk.
That's not even funny.
Yeah, there's talk about it.
Why?
Why is anybody else leaving? You got the best offensive. One of the guys that's going to really make a difference. Well, Melrose, a quarterback, and one of the best coordinators in the country. Now I think I'll go to Texas because he got a Lamborghini. People, that's why he's there. Well, because Texas does that, and Bama and Georgia says we're not going to pay you no money. Come here. You're going to come here because you want to win. Oh. The brand Alabama and Georgia sells itself. We shouldn't have to give you a Lamborghini.
Why did A.D. Mitchell leave championship Georgia to go to Texas? So I heard something that he had family out there, but who knows?
Yeah. T-Rod, we talked about all the coaches and stuff moving around, and because they're coming in with new coaches, so you're gonna make some.
Well, it's getting out of hand. It's like you said. There's not even reasons anymore. You can't even reason.
Well, the starters, I don't get starters.
I don't get starters. They could make a rule that if you start, you can't. Can't transfer if you start. What's the matter with you?
That's craziness. Apple Podcasts, Spotify people, thank you all for coming by. We do appreciate it. Podcast listeners, we're back on YouTube after some silliness for playing a video, or I don't know. I guess we were talking about a football game, and I played some clips of it.
Really?
We're past that again. So Twitter, I'll be sharing some stuff tomorrow. Be safe out there. It's going to be some crazy conditions around here in this part of the country. And up north, your old hometown area, your mom, man, they're going to get a mess up there.
They're getting hammered.
Yeah. So tomorrow.
It's already starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God, and have a great week. Come back, see us next Sunday. If some crazy stuff happens during the week, I'll jump on and share something.
Yeah, have a good week. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yep. Enjoy your week. Thank y'all. Be safe out there. Carry a jacket with you in your car, I guess. Carry some boots and extra socks in case you was to get off in the ditch strandless. You have some flashlight and stuff. So just think about that stuff. All right. God bless everybody.